İspaniyada 100% hamma shu bitta navda yetishtiradi roho brilliantini. Endi 230 maksimum 2,5 metrgacha men meva bo'lishini xohlayman, balandlik daraxt bo'lishini xohlayman. 100% urug'siz bo'lishi kerak xurmo, ya'ni boshqa nav ekmaymiz, boshqa nav eksak changlanib qolib urug' bo'lib qolishi mumkin. 3-4-yildan meva olishni boshlaymiz deyapti va 6-7-yilda maksimalli tonnaga chiqib qolamiz. O'rtacha 40 tonna meva olishar ekan. Shoxlarni kalta kesishimizga aytsa, uzun bo'lganda mevalar ko'p qimirlaydi va ko'p zararlanadi, ikkinchi klassga o'tib qoladi, ya'ni qorayib qoladi. Barglar qanchalik toza va yaltiroq bo'lsa, yirik bo'lsa, demak men bilaman, mevalarim shunchalik sifatli bo'ladi. Kampinlikdan berganda hamma katta-yu kichik daraxtlar hammasi bitta dori yeydi, o'sishdan to'xtab qoladi. Shuning uchun kichkina daraxtlar qo'lda bergan bitta yaxshi tomoni kichkina daraxtga bermay o'tib ketaman deyapti.
Is the opposite. It's bigger here than the other one.
Tagi semiz bo'ladi, tepasi ingichka bo'ladi. Bu lotus ingichka, tepasi semiz bo'ladi. Juda ham ko'p ushlab turishgan bu yerda daraxtda dorilar sepib to'kmasdan, pishirmasdan va o'tgan mana oldingi bog'da o'sha meva tugib bo'lgandi, bu yerda hali gul holatida turibdi mana. Videoni oxirigacha tomosha qilinglar. Hozir Ispaniyani Valensiyasidamiz. Pascual İspaniyada xurmochilar assotsiatsiyasining prezidenti, undan tashqari 50 gektar o'zini xurmozori bor. Albatta podpiska bosishni unutmanglar. Pascual nasib qilsa O'zbekistonga chaqiramiz. Qiziquvchilar bo'ladigan bo'lsa, katta xurmo bog' tashkil qilayotganlar va anjir shaftolini faqatgina teplitsasini o'zida 25 gektar yerda yetishtiradi. Bu haqda ham keyingi videolarda ko'rasizlar. Pascual, so Turkiyada you consult in Turkey?
Yes.
South
Azerbaijan, North Macedonia.
Shimoliy Makedoniyada nima qiladi? Kaliforniyada ishlagan, menga o'xshab vaqtida borib o'rganib hududlarda ishlab kelgan. Misrda ishlagan konsultant bo'lib, hozirgi kunda o'sha Ozarbayjonda konsultatsiya ham qilyapti. Undan tashqari 120 gektar yerda Ispaniyada meva yetishtiradi. Terimni boshlagan o'sha. Bugun terimlarni ko'ramiz. Rojo Brillante xurmo bog'idamiz. Pascual, how many hectares you have and then total?
Seven.
Total you have 7 hectares.
No, in this orchard I have like 50.
50. Bu yerda 7 gektar joyim deyapti, lekin jami bo'lib 50 gektar yerda xurmo yetishtiraman deyapti. Bitta nav Rojo Brillante and what's the rootstock? O'rtacha hosildorlik 40 tonna gektardan.
Rootstock you can use Virginiana and Lotus. Virginiana, we use Virginiana. This is Lotus.
Lotus, masalan.
Lotus, if you don't have problems with salinity. If you have problems with salinity, you need to use Virginiana. It's vigorous.
Yer sho'rlangan bo'lsa, Virginiana deganni ishlatamiz. Sho'rlanmagan bo'lsa, Lotus payvandligini ishlatamiz.
So, and normally in Spain, especially in Valencia, is 100%. Is Rojo Brillante. The varieties, it's clear.
İspaniyada 100% hamma shu bitta navda yetishtiradi Rojo Brillanteni, and this is the maximum height.
Yes, normally we don't use this because the labor cost is
ishchi kuchi juda ham qimmat bo'lganligi uchun biz bundan oshirmaymiz va shu yerdan turib terib olamiz.
And with this we can harvest like 50-60 kilograms. Yes, here.
Bitta daraxt o'zida 50-60 kilo yerdan turib terishimiz mumkin.
We don't need too much higher, so.
Baland kerak emas. Do you do thinning in persimmon?
No. They have normally dropping fruits maybe in two times.
İki marta mevalar to'kiladi, meva serilashtirish qilinmaydi.
Now it's starting in some places, but you can see we have a lot of flowers. Now the fecundation is done, so we don't have another variety. So this is the reason that we don't have cross pollination and we don't have seeds. So in this case, if you have another variety, but maybe another variety, you can have some problems with seeds.
It should be 100% seedless, yeah?
Seedless.
100% urug'siz bo'lishi kerak xurmo, ya'ni boshqa nav ekmaymiz, boshqa nav eksak changlanib qolib urug' bo'lib qolishi mumkin. Shuning uchun hamma joyda bitta ekamiz, umuman urug' bo'lmasligi kerak absolutno. Bu 100% urug'siz hisoblanadi, and the size would be
is like, for example, medium size is 250
grams. O'rtacha razmeri 250 gram.
It's like 1 kilo.
4tasi 1 kilo.
And if you have a very good size, maybe it's 1 kilo. Or for example,
Juda ham yirik bo'lib ketsa, 3 tasi 1 kilo ham bo'lishi.
big sizes always for markets normally. The supermarkets they want maybe 5 pieces, 1 kilo, 4, 5 pieces. In some moments maybe 6. But it's really easy to do it. So
5-6 ta 1 kilo meva da bo'lishi bu juda ham oson. 4 ta 5 ta bu normali. Supermarketlar shuni xohlaydi. For export you send only big ones, eh?
depends because also we export for supermarkets for Aldi, Lidl, Carrefour, everything.
Yevropa bo'ylab ham eksport qilishadi.
And now, for example, this you can see that we prune always together for the like this. Not to like this.
Uzun qilib kesmaymiz deyapti. So short cutting branches.
Exactly. Why?
Shoxlar juda ham kalta qilib kesamiz, uzun qilib kesmaymiz. Sababini aytib beraman.
We have less problem with sunburn.
Quyosh urishi bilan muammo kam bo'ladi bir.
Because in July and August we have like 36, 37. So
36-37 ga chiqib ketadi yozda.
And especially in that way is the south. Maybe we have big fruits like this. The trees like this. Okay. And we have some problem with the
shoxlar
sunburn.
egilib boshqa qilsa uzun bo'lib o'sha mevalar quyosh uradi.
This is the reason that we pruning every time close to the main leaders. Okay.
Asosiy liderlarga. So you cut the
Exactly.
So
I like
training.
Yeah, because in some places, also flat peaches or I don't know other crops, they start, especially Turkish people, they start the tree this higher. No, I want all the works, for example, all the harvest from here.
Hammasini yerdan turib terishim uchun men baland kesalmayman. Assalomu alaykum. Mana yaqinda xabaringlar bor. Ispaniyada Norchontoy ko'cha xo'jaligi PSB, ya'ni o'sha seleksiya qiladigan shaftoli, nektarin, anjir shaftoli, anjir nektarin, o'rik, gilos va uzumda seleksiya qilyapti hozir ular. O'shalar bilan yangi hamkorlikni yo'lga qo'yib keldik va hozirgi kunga kelib 22 gektarga keyingi yil kuzga chiqadigan eng erta pishar navlarga zakasimiz kelib tushdi o'sha. Shuning uchun sizlarga ham aytmoqchi bo'lgan narsam, bizda garnen payvandligimiz tayyor bo'lyapti. Avgustda payvand qilishga mana bu yerda 50-60-70 xil navimiz bor. PSB bilan hamkorlikda pishadigan, erta pishadigan navlarni ulab berishimiz mumkin. Shu kunlarda aloqaga chiqishinglarni so'rayman. Keyinchalik teplitsaga aylantirib, ustini yopib, yana 15-20 kun oldin chiqarish imkoniyatimiz bor va bu video davomida sizlar ko'rayotgan narsa bu ustozimiz aynan shu narsa bilan 20-30 yildan beri shug'ullanyapti va kelajakda Norchontoy zakas qilib erta pisharlar ekkan yillardan keyin teplitsa qilish kerak bo'lsa, o'zi ustozimizni o'zini olib kelamiz Pasqualni va maslahatlar berib, yetishtirishga to'g'ridan to'g'ri yordam beradi. Butun Yevropaga u shaftolidan sotyapti. Video davomida yana ko'rib olasizlar. Xo'p, endi original egasi bilan ishlaganda nima plyuslar bo'ladi? Haqiqiy nav birga bir bunga javob bo'ladi. Xudo xolasa garantiya beramiz va sizlar borib bizdan ko'chat olganlar PSB ga borib yil davomida xolasinglar 1 marta, 2 marta, 3 marta borib navlarni o'sha yerda o'zida yangi navlarni o'rganib, ko'rib, haqiqiy seleksioner bilan to'g'ridan to'g'ri gaplashib kelishinglar mumkin bo'ladi va hech kimda bo'lmagan yangiliklar qilish imkoniyati paydo bo'ladi. Bundan tashqari navlarni haqidagi to'liq ma'lumotni olamiz. Plyusi nima, minusi nima. Mana hozir juda ham ko'p PSB navlarini reklama qilib boshqa qilib yurishibdi. Lekin ular hammasi endi bilasizlar, shu paytgacha bizda nazorat bo'lmagan, egalari o'zlari chiqib hamkorlik qilish haqida gapirgandan keyin bu yerda hurmat qilishni boshlaymiz. Sekin-sekin qolgan navlarimizni ham shu narsaga o'tishga harakat chunki haqiqiy ilm va keyingi navlarda, masalan, bu yerda Zodiac'ni aynan bitta ko'rsatmoqchi edim. Zodiac'ni hozir juda ko'pchilik reklama qilib yuribdi. Divadonna, Kivani, Boradona, Espiral undan ham oldin 2 hafta oldin pishadigan, aprel oxirida pishadigan yangi navlar paydo bo'lgan. Bu navlarga ega chiqish uchun zakaz qilishimiz kerak va egasi bilan to'g'ridan to'g'ri ishni yo'lga qo'yib, ilmni to'g'ridan to'g'ri olishimiz kerak va teplitsada kelajakda istimasdan ertaroq chiqarishni Farg'ona vodiysi, Surxondaryo, Qashqadaryoda yo'lga qo'yish imkoniyatimiz bor. Boshqa viloyatlardan ham bunga qiziqadiganlar bo'lsa, hamkorlikka taklif qilamiz. Ko'chatlarga hozirdan zakaz qilinglar. 26-yil kuzda ko'chatlar qabul qilib olasizlar. Eng oxirgi navlar to'g'ridan to'g'ri egasidan olib kelamiz. Rahmat katta, sog' bo'linglar. Aytdiki, Turkiyada juda balanddan boshlashadi shaftolilar deyapti. Birinchi shakl berishini men u fikrga qo'shilmayman. Yerdan turib terishimiz uchun pastroqdan boshlaymiz. So you start cutting at
like 30 centimeters and we start the tree.
30 santimetrda kesib turib biz shoxlatishni boshlaymiz deyapti.
Also you will see in flat pitches and everything
boshqa daraxtlarimizda ham xuddi shunaqa.
Because I want the production from here
Yerdan tortib
until for example 230
okay.
230 or 250 maximum.
230 maksimum 2,5 metrgacha men meva bo'lishini xohlayman. Balandlik daraxt bo'lishini xohlayman. Va yarim metrdan 2,5 gacha desa, o'rtada 2 metrli joy bo'ladi. O'sha yerda and then you have 4 liters, 3, 4, 5 or
Yeah, depends this is 4 meters, 4 by 2. For example,
This
in
is
this case,
4 by
this one is I think it's 6.
Bu keng ekilgan 6 metrga, lekin this is the ideal spacing you think?
Yeah,
4 meters?
Yeah, we plant 5 by 2.5 or
5 ga 2,5 ekamiz.
in my case I like more 4 meters.
Men 4 metrga 2 metr
4 by
ekaman.
2 or 2.5 it's enough.
4 ga 2, 4 ga 2,5 ekaman xurmolarimni deyapti. O'sha bilan bemalol yetishtiramiz. So
We use herbicides just in this part and in this part
herbitsidni tagiga ishlatamiz, o'tlar o'ldirishga va o'rtasini
we crush the grass and the wood, everything. So
Nice. And how many years it takes to reach the full potential?
I think 6 years. Maybe you can start maybe in the 3rd year or 4th.
3-4 yildan meva olishni boshlaymiz deyapti va 6-7 yilda maksimalli tonnaga chiqib qolamiz. O'rtacha 40 tonna meva olishar ekan.
We don't have for example, this is a heavy soil, but we have a lot of different soil, sandy soil, everything.
Tuproq turlarimiz ko'p, bu yerda og'ir tuproqlar.
If it's heavy soil, you have more growth.
Og'ir tuproqlarda o'sish ko'proq bo'ladi.
So this is the reason that you can control if you have a high density. You can also in pitches and everything. If you control with paclobutazol, you can drive the growth and you can drive the tree. You don't need a big tree to produce.
Katta daraxtlar kerak emas, kichkina daraxtlar ushlab turishni o'rganishimiz kerak, shunaqangi kichkina joyda.
Yeah, in total, I prefer a lot of trees, small, easy to work, cheaper to produce.
Daraxtlar kichkina bo'lish kerak, ixcham bo'lish kerak. Bu arzonlashtiradi yetishtirishni, terimni.
And with this, it's easy. So also, especially in this one, but also in flat pitches, it's really important for drive the tree and spend less money is green pruning. We need to always because if we
yozgi kesish o'ta muhim deyapti, yashil kesish.
If you make like I don't know, like 2 times green pruning, maybe in September and also in the winter, you have less work. And everything is, all the new branches are with light, with beta, buds, everything. So you must prepare. So, for example, in flat pitches, we start one green pruning maybe a month before harvest. And maybe after harvest, we prune again, also the biggest one. This year especially we have too much growth because we have a lot of rain. So using paclobutazol is also sometimes different because when you have a lot of rain, you have some part of the roots maybe are from here. And you cannot control using in the drip system. Or so it's better maybe to spray. You have to spray and it's really easy. But the effect of paclobutazol in all the crops is less time into the tree if you spray. If you use by the roots, always you have more effect during more time.
Endi yozgi kesishda hozir ko'proq gapiryapti, ya'ni ayniqsa anjir shaftollarda yozgi kesish qilamiz deyapti. Terimdan 1 oy oldin terim paytini aytib ketishimiz kerak. Aprelda oxiri shaftoliga o'tib ketdi hozir biroz. Va iyunda oxirigacha bu teri bo'ladi. Demak, yozgi kesishda 1 oy oldin va terimdan keyin yana bir marta kesamiz. Endi ayrim holatlarda sentyabrda ham kesib, yana qishda ham kesib, ya'ni umuman kesish orqali nazorat qilishga harakat qilishar ekan. Lekin yomg'ir ko'p yoqqan yillarda, masalan, suv bilan boshqarolmayman, yomg'ir ko'p hisobligiga ham og'ir tuproqlarda o'zi ko'p o'sib ketadi deyapti.
So they say with this we have a very good size. Also, it's really important, especially in persimmon, the green pruning, because
yozgi kesish o'ta muhim xurmoda.
It's really important to have the most quantity of extra extra class with this, because if you have, for example, a longer pruning, also you have problems with the wind and destroy the skin.
Okay, yeah.
So it's second class.
Demek uzun bo'lganda shoxlarni kalta kesishimizga aytsa, uzun bo'lganda mevalar ko'p qimirlaydi va ko'p zararlanadi, ikkinchi klassga o'tib qoladi, ya'ni qorayib qoladi, shoxda.
So with all of this, also this kind of pruning, we need good quantity of fruits, but also the quality of them.
Endi kalta kesish orqali biz nafaqat mevalarni sifatiga erishamiz, balki tonnasiga ham erishamiz. O'sha minimal tonnani olishimiz kerak, o'sha 35-40 tonna bo'lsa va sifat bilan olishimiz kerak bo'ladi.
So we think we will check also another orchard, so we can see a lot.
Boshqa bog'larda ham ko'ramiz deyapti.
But the most important now is you can see if you have a big size and clean leaves, you can get a good crop, good quality.
Daraxtlarga qaraganda mana barglari yirik bo'lib turibdi. Yaqindan olib bunday ko'rsatib qo'ysak bo'ladi, me'morlar. Yaqinroqdan mevalarning shaklini, boshqasini.
So in the
barglar qanchalik toza va yaltiroq bo'lsa, yirik bo'lsa, demak men bilaman, mevalarim shunchalik sifatli bo'ladi.
So for example, for this one, we are preparing. So we are talking about this. To do this, you can do this. For example, we reduce the growth. But also if you use a in this case, also we can cut some of them, but maybe we must wait a little bit. But always it's important to produce and fresh quality. If you have the skin damage, maybe sometimes you have the fruit here, and it's just you have the but if you have, for example, the pruning from longer than here, at the end, you have all of this part is nothing fruit. Always
ochilib qoladi. Xurmoda shunaqa odat bor, uzun shoxda yetishtirganda orqa tomoni ochilib.
And you are losing quality and size, everything. So we need all from here.
Hammasini mana shu tanasiga yaqin ushlashga doim harakat qilamiz.
For example, like here, you can see all this. We need to cut. For example, all of these branches.
Hamma uzun shoxlar.
For example, they are. If we use paclobutazol, we reduce the growth from here. For example, this one, I think we have enough. Okay. If we use paclobutazol, we are preparing all of these ones for next year.
For the fruit.
Okay, yeah. So
I see some branches you cut, for example, here for the next growth.
So maybe it was from here, I cut from here.
Here only a couple fruits.
So for example, in this case, maybe I need to cut some of them, for example. Maybe in the middle, or do it this. Or using paclobutazol at the same time. So, but this year we have. Maybe
they stopped because of the fruit.
Yes. It's no growth. You lose the apical growth. Okay.
Now you didn't give yet, yeah? You didn't.
No. I want to wait like 2 weeks more. Also, we need like for example, I spray with a small machine in all the area. So I don't use in the irrigation system because
before rain you apply.
No. Irrigating. So I put the irrigation
wet when it's wet.
Yeah, when it's wet, I saw this part. Okay, I'm using a machine for for the cows or animals. We have some, and we are working like this. Okay, we're using all of them. In every. Okay. For example, this have a good idea because maybe in some places we have a small tree. Okay, I don't use in this tree.
So kampinlikdan berganda hamma katta yu kichik daraxtlar hammasi bitta dori yeydi, o'sishdan to'xtab qoladi. Shuning uchun kichkina daraxtlar qo'lda bergan bitta yaxshi tomoni kichkina daraxtga bermay o'tib ketaman deyapti.
So for example, also in cherries, you have an orchard. Okay, you have, I don't know, you have some trees that are not good.
yeah,
Okay,
that's right,
forget. Yes, is better than use in the irrigation system.
o'smay qolgan daraxtlar bo'lganda muammo chiqmasligi uchun shunaqa qilamiz.
For me, always by hand, and the cost is nothing.
Qimmat bo'lmaydi, qimmatga tushmaydi.
You can, one person here, you can do like, I don't know, 2 hectares, 2.5 hectares per day using this, and you have a special training for each one, each tree.
Yeah.
So perfect.
Yana degan parvoy bor ekan. Isroilda ham shunaqa muammo bor, ya'ni
But
yomg'ir kam yog'adi boshqa sho'r yerlarda, ular o'sha tezroq o'sadigan parvoy ishlashadi. Lotus bo'lmaydi unaqa yerlarda. Lotus ekan.
But what happened with Virginia if you plant it in a good soil? Too much growth.
Berxinyanani zo'r tuproqqa ekib qo'ysa, jinniga o'xshab o'sib ketadi, nima qilish qiyin bo'ladi.
You need less water with Virginiana because if you use the same fertilizers than
in our persimmon orchards, we get 2 meters of growth every year.
Yeah. If you use Paklavutsa,
1.5-2 metr o'sib ketadi.
But maybe it's like Virginiana. So when you have the rootstock, you have new growth from the tree.
So'ruvchi chiqadimi deyapti tagida. Chiqadimi? Yes.
It's
grow. Yeah, that's it.
Can be Virginiana.
Okay.
Also, you can see this one.
Buni
This,
qaranglar.
if you see this is the variety.
And okay. It's not compatibility is not very well. Yeah, it's little.
No, but no problem.
Yeah, no problem. But
this is like this. This is lotus. But Virginiana is the opposite. It's bigger here than the other one.
Tagi semiz bo'ladi, tepasi ingichka bo'ladi. Bu lotus
You have
ingichka, tepasi semiz bo'ladi. Ya'ni sellarki o'sha entuzlar padvoyishi bo'lsa kerak deyapti.
Is the same?
Virginiana maybe.
Coming Virginiana. So the problem with Virginiana is you must use. You can lose a lot of fruits because it's too.
Tez o'sganligi uchun mevani yaxshi ushlamaydi deyapti. Assalomu alaykum. Ushbu bog'da ekkanimizga 16 oy bo'lganligiga ko'pchilik ishonmasligi mumkin. Bu narsani biz 24-yil yanvarda ekkanmiz va bunaqangi bog'da, xonadonda yoki katta bog'da bo'lsin, albatta boshlashdan oldin noldan samarali bog' qilish video darsligimizni ko'rib chiqishinglarni tavsiya qilaman va qilish mumkin bo'ladigan xatolarni minimallashtirib, juda ham chiroyli bog' qilishga erishishimiz mumkin bo'ladi va bu narsa 1 yildan keyin sizning bog'ingizda ham bo'lishi mumkin. Rahmat. Qo'shqatorli xurmo bog'i. Bu fikr o'sha paytda yaxshi bo'lgan, hozir qilishmayapti ekan. O'rtada texnik yurmaydi. Bu yoqda qator bu yoqda.
This is for wild porks.
Okay. Bu qo'shqator deydi buni. O'rtasi juda ham keng qo'shqatorda, yaxshi emas deyapti. Hozir bundan voz kechishibdi
bunaqa. You can see here the respect the other orchard. We have flowers here. Why? Because we delay harvest. So the growth is always delayed. So
bu yerda 10-yanvarda terilgan mevalarini juda ham ko'p ushlab turishgan bu yerda daraxtda, dorilar sepib to'kmasdan, pishirmasdan va o'tgan mana oldingi bog'da o'sha meva tugib bo'lgandi, bu yerda hali gul holatida turibdi mana. Chunki kech qolgan hamma narsa, kech terilganligi uchun o'sish ham gullash ham.
So for example, this one we must build also. For example, like this.
Bitta ham shaqangi kuchli o'sayotganlarni yengil olib chiqiladi deyapti.
We're thinning some of this. Now it's really cheap. For example, this one can be the leader.
Bitta liderni qoldirishim mumkin, o'stirishga tepada mana. Ortiqchalar olib tashlayman, bitta lider qoldiraman-da. Kerak yana bitta ikkita shox chilib qo'yaman, chunki menga yana qo'shimcha shox kerak.
And with this, also in the middle.
O'rtalarini ham chilpayman deyapti.
For example, this one, I cut this to get production into the tree for next year. Also this one.
It's short inside. You need short inside branch.
I like. Also production into the tree. All the volume. It's a base. We need production in all the tree.
Butun daraxt bo'ylab.
Especially in the middle.
Ayniqsa ichida.
So here you can see.
Bundan endi gullayapti, hali meva tugmayapti. 10-yanvarda terib kech qolganligi uchun o'sish ham kech boshlanadi.
For example, here if I leave all of them,
Hammasini
in September
qoldirsam juda ham
it's like
kuchli bo'lib ketadi hammasi.
3 or 4
O'rmon
meters.
bog'lari 3-4 metr bo'lib.
For
Shuning uchun
example,
hozir masalan
this one,
chirpiyman.
I take some of them.
Ikkitasiini olib
I
tashlayman.
take one here and maybe
Chirpiyman,
to
bitta
continue
lider,
the leader.
bitta liderga qoldiraman-da.
Also in the middle,
Ichkaridagilar chirpib qo'yaman.
in the big cuts, you can see we cut
Kuchli
some of
kesgan
them
joyda,
retaining.
kuchli kesgan joyda shunaqangi kuchli o'sishlar paydo bo'ladi.
Also, when you have a big cut, you have a big growth. So this is, for example, the leader. I don't mind.
U muammo yo'q, o'sish kerak. Tepadagi lider o'ssin deb.
But it's really good to do it now.
Hozir qilinadigan payti kakras. You're gonna bring the crew here?
What?
You're gonna bring people here soon?
Yeah.
To do
Soon
it?
to do all of this because it's cheaper.
Qilishga odam chaqiraman, arzonga tushadi bu ishni qilishmaydi.
For example, this one, if I leave more than 1 month, maybe it's too
Bir
strong,
oyda
and
o'zi qalin bo'lib ketadi,
I
men
scissors.
sizlarga qolaman, qaytish kerak
example,
bo'lib
this
qoladi.
one.
Shuning uchun hozir eng zo'r payti bular.
Now it's really easy. And
Juda oson.
we don't lose energy.
Energiya yo'qotmaymiz.
So this one, maybe in 2 months, is
2 oyda
like this
juda ham
one.
uzun bo'lib ketadi bu.
And it's for nothing.
Hech narsaga kerak bo'lmaydi bu shox.
But if I cut like this,
Hozir chirpib
I
qo'ysam,
can get more buds for next year. I'm
keyingiga
preparing.
kurte paydo bo'ladi, mevali kurtelar.
And also I build in the tree. For example, you can see there,
shakllantiraman sekin-sekin.
biggest one.
Compact 4-5 liters, close to the trunk.
Yeah.
Kompaktni
For
o'sha
example,
nimaga
here.
yaqin bo'lishi.
You can see
Kesilgan mana shu.
a big cut in winter. Okay.
Işte.
This one is not vigorous, but I take that
that's
one.
what's made
For
for-
example, if I have here, I'm some thinning also like this. Here I have too much.
Tamam, bitta ko'p.
I take the biggest one and I leave this
Kuchligini
one.
olib tashlab, kuchsizini qoldiraman.
I'm preparing this.
Ichilib
Okay.
qo'yamiz.
For example, this.
Bu yerda chilpiymiz.
With this, we don't cut too much energy.
Ko'p energiya ketmaydi.
The tree is still
Ko'p
growing.
energiyasini olmaymiz. Daraxtlar o'sadi,
So
rivojlanadi.
this is the reason we are driving the tree.
Aha. Daraxtni to'g'ri boshqaryapmiz
With-
shu orqali. Shaklini kompaktni ushlab turishga yordam beradi shu ishimiz.
So by this, we finish this orchard 10th or 12th of January.
10-yanvarda, 12-yanvarda mevasini tergan. Juda ham kech qolingan teraman.
Assalomu alaykum, hurmatli Norshon tolbi, kilosi biron qo'ygan, kilosiga pul to'lab, kilosini kutayotgan akalar, mana sizlar kilosilar, xohlasa Risenda, Svitariya ham biron qo'ygansizlar, hammasi mana shu yerda tayyor bo'lyapti. Xudo xolisa, mana qiyshayganlarga albatta o'rib chiqamiz. Bo'ylari ham уже mana kelib qoldi. Bo'lishi mumkin. 1 metrdan oshiq. Ko'ngilni xotirjam qilib, kuzda Xudo xolisa Kўčatlarga olib ketasizlar.